What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Credit Plug channel, where we talk about how to build credit, how to establish relationships with banks and financial institutions, and most importantly, how to get you access to high limit credit funding. If that's something you like to listen to, then we definitely welcome you to subscribe. Otherwise, you can support our channel if you just like, share, or even comment down below. It helps our content get out to a wider audience, and we greatly appreciate the support. As a reminder, don't forget to hit that notification bell to get the latest alerts and notifications on all the content that we drop here on the Credit Plug channel. So for today's video, I have a special review. We haven't done one of these in a while, and this was really our bread and butter for a long time, and that's credit unions. For a while, we've been kind of, talking and doing more reviews on some of these fintech organizations, but I had to share this particular one with you guys. And the particular institution, credit union, that we're reviewing on today's video is Justice Federal Credit Union. Now, as the name suggests, this particular credit union is geared towards law enforcement professionals across all federal agencies, their family members, as well as a host of different affiliated employer groups. So, law enforcement agencies such as like the FBI, the DEA, the Attorney General, just all I can't even name them all. There's so many law enforcement agencies. So Justice Federal Credit Union is geared towards I guess serving the needs of people who work in law enforcement. So for anyone who's in law enforcement, this is definitely a great credit union to consider. And just because you're not in law enforcement, you can still become a part of one of the associations. Now, one of the associations that can get you membership if you don't have any previous law enforcement affiliation or family ties or employer groups, you can join the National Legal Aid and Defense Association, NLADA. So you can join. It's about $20 for the year, but once you become a member, then you can use that when you're applying for membership with Justice Federal Credit Union. There's a drop-down menu where it basically has all the different options that you could select in terms of how you're eligible. So once you do become a member of the National Legal Aid and Defender Association, there's a couple other associations that you could also join. But I know that one is one specifically that you could leverage in order to gain membership. And you will at some point probably have to provide documentation on that. So you could just do that beforehand. And then, once you are submitting your verification documents, you could just provide your membership when or if they do ask for it. So that's just one way. So, in order to join, there is a $5 shared, savings account that you have to open up. That's a requirement. One of the great things as well that I found out with Justice Federal Credit Union, when you're making your opening deposit, you can use a credit card. Now, the max that they allow you to pull off your credit card is $2,500. So one of the great things about this is that you're not going to be charged with any cash advance fees or anything like that, which is great. So this is one easy way of pulling cash off a credit card. So if you have any existing 0% APR offers and you just want to pull some cash off, this is a way to do it without incurring cash advance fees or interest rates. So that's a great thing. And then the max that they allow you to transfer from an external financial institution is $20,000, but that's just going to be with using a routing number and bank account number, so like an ACH deposit. So in addition, they are going to pull your check systems. I mean, that should be expected with most credit unions. And another great thing, they do have shared co-op branches. So even if you can't access your like a specific Justice Federal Credit Union branch, then you can access through the cooperative branches that they share with other credit unions. And then just a couple things about Justice Federal Credit Union, right? They're not a small credit union. They have about $850 million in assets under management. They're the 15th largest credit union in the state of Virginia. So they're based out of, I believe, like the Northern Virginia area, Chantilly. I believe that's where they're headquartered. Don't quote me on that. But again, anyone can join through the associated nonprofit organization that I just spoke about. So some of the great things about Justice Federal Credit Union that I wanted to highlight are some of their credit products. So they have a host of different credit cards. I can't even name all of them, but they have what's called affinity credit cards. So the affinity credit cards are basically like the branded credit card for all the different law enforcement branches. So there's like, you know, the FBI, the DEA, the NSA, the State Department, like all of these other, you know, all of these other like law enforcement agencies. So there's, I can't even count, there's probably like 20 different you know, branded, they call them affinity card, but basically it's all, they all have the same rewards and things like that, same features, interest rate, but the only difference is that the logo, I guess the how the card is you know, branded, it's specific to that particular law enforcement agency. So, you know, if you are a part of any of those organizations, you could have a specific card for that organization. But a couple things, features about the affinity credit cards. They all come with 0% APR for 6 months, no balance transfer fees, no cash advance fees. Although the cash advance interest rate is 2%, so it's not bad at all. You know, so that's even you could even pull money off that and not have to worry about having to pay a high interest rate. So yeah, so that's great. And then after the 6 month period, the APR goes up to 11.9%. So that's great. And then they also have like a Visa Platinum card, a Gold card, a Classic card. They also have a student card. They all have the same, you know, slightly different interest rates, but basically the same features, right? The 0% for 6 months on balance transfers, purchases, and cash advances. And then they do have a Visa Signature card, which has all of that, slightly higher interest rate, but it also gives you 1.5% cash back on all purchases. So that's really the only difference. Again, they have a ton of different credit cards. Another product that I wanted to highlight as well is their credit builder. So they have a credit builder loan that's basically, like I said, you make these payments towards it, and then at the end of the term, you get all of that back. But really what it's designed to do is help you build your credit. So that credit builder loan goes up to $2,500, and it's for a 12-month period. So that's a great way to build your credit. Unfortunately, they do hard pull you for the credit builder, so just keep that in mind as well. And then lastly, what I wanted to go over is the line of credit. Now, this is probably the most appealing part of all of the products that they do have at Justice Federal Credit Union. So their personal line of credit is called a Justice line of credit. It goes up to $40,000, so that's the maximum. And also, too, their credit cards all max out at $40,000, so which isn't too bad. But $40,000 on a line of credit is unusually high for a personal line of credit. Normally, you know, from institutions that I've come across, usually the credit cards will cap out at a higher limit than the line of credit would. I don't know why some institutions do that, where they just limit the line of credit in relation to, you know, so for example, if the max credit card limit is $50,000, the line of credit might only go up to $20,000. But at Justice Federal Credit Union, the lines of credit and the credit cards both top out at $40,000. So that's pretty good. And the APR, you can get at rates as low as 12.5% on the Justice line of credit, which isn't too bad. The lines of credit range from a minimum of $250 all the way up to $40,000. So that's a great product. And last but not least, another great thing about Justice Federal Credit Union is that when they do hard pull you, right? First of all, they're hard pulling Equifax. So that's one data point that you should be aware of. And then the credit pulls are good for 60 days. So you can apply for subsequent accounts, multiple accounts within that 60-day window, and they're not going to hard pull you again. So, of course, you have to remember that there is what's called a maximum exposure limit. So, there is, an internal limit that you're going to hit, but you can apply for multiple accounts using the same inquiry and get as many accounts until you reach that maximum exposure limit. So, overall, Justice Federal Credit Union appears to be a very good credit union to consider. From some other data points I've gathered, they are going to ask for POI, right? So they're going to calculate your DTI. That's no surprise. Most credit unions are going to be looking at your debt to income, focusing on that. And then some other data points as well from some of the research I've done, they don't appear to be too inquiry sensitive compared to some other institutions that I've dealt with. So that's a good sign as well. And also, too, they do offer Visa gift cards from $20 up to $500 with a fee of only $3.95 per card, which is actually, one of the lowest rates that I've seen. I know even like Amazon and Sam's Club charge much more for their gift cards. So overall, like I mentioned, they have some great products for you to check out. And again, if there's anyone who has any data points on Justice Federal Credit Union, definitely let us know in the comment section down below. And until next time, y'all take it easy, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.